Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 58 of Modern Day Messengers, the first episode of season 3.
Season 3. It's
Yep.
crazy we've been doing this that long.
Yep, and we got a special guest today, Mr. Jake Slocum. Thanks for being here, dude.
Man, yeah, this has been a long time coming.
Yeah, it absolutely has.
Yeah, because I remember walking through that door. It was probably, 6 months ago? I mean, y'all were in here.
Yes, it's been
It was probably about that.
probably about 3 or 4 months. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we had just gotten our 501c status, and we were in the very, very beginning stages of it. but yeah, it's been a while.
And I don't know if we've announced what he's here for, but he's here for Beyond the Blind. It's a nonprofit organization, and we're going to let him tell you a little bit more about it. But man, tell us a little bit about yourself first before you get kicked off.
Oh, well, I've been, in North Louisiana area all my life. I mean, in Ruston or Simsboro. I grew up in Simsboro, but went to Tech, went to Cedar Creek, and been in this area all my life. That, I could have had a couple opportunities to move off. I was like, I ain't leaving Lincoln Parish. This is Mayberry. Anytime you go anywhere, you just can't wait to get back.
Yeah.
And been here all my life. Got a wife. Her name's Sarah, and got a 2.5-year-old. His name is Jack. And then I got another one on the way. She'll be here in February.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, dude.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. The first girl in our family for a while. My aunt had 3 boys. My dad had 2 boys. My brother had 2 boys. And I started with a boy. And now we finally get a girl.
Wow.
There you go.
I had to break it. Yeah,
I had to break the norm.
That's right. That's crazy.
So before we let you get to talking about Beyond the Blind,
Yeah.
we always have to ask our guest a few questions. But the first one is, how did you come to Christ? That's got to be the number one.
Yeah, it's it always comes back to me. On this one was I think I was 14 or 15. So we went to Simsboro First Baptist, and Brad Wall's dad.
Okay.
He was the pastor, and they had a revival, and there was just a tug. Everything in there. You don't even want to walk, but you're walking. And go down there, surrender, and that was when my journey started. And then you go through high school, your football, your college, you're veering, you're darting. You still have that center line, but you're swerving. You come back, you go out. You come back, you go out. And then this was it was February before Jack was born, my youngest, or my son. And I went on a retreat with Simsboro First Baptist. I couldn't remember if it was Temple or First Baptist, but because I've helped with some of the others with cooking and some other things. But went on that retreat, and that kind of centered me back, and that's kind of where I've been ever since. Because there was a lot of things that were brought up, do y'all know what I'm talking about with the retreat?
Yeah, absolutely.
And, just a lot of things that, I'd pushed to the side for probably 10 years that, all come to a head. And I was like, man, you're going to be a father. You're going to be a leader. You can't keep going down this road. You got to get your act together. And that's an event that brought me back. But there's a lot more to that story. But that's the very, very condensed version, because part of that retreat is part of my testimony. But, but also the other part of that story was my son was born 5 weeks premature, and we ended up going down to New Orleans. He had open heart surgery when he was a month old. Yeah, somewhere in there. And so we spent a month in Monroe, a month in New Orleans. But I've told people all the time, I was like, if I wouldn't have gone that February, I don't know how I'd have handled that. I was like, that was God's timing. That wasn't, I was, prior to that, I don't know if I would have mentally handled that.
Yeah,
correctly.
I mean, I just, because I got 2 boys.
Yeah.
Well, we all got kids. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine that having a 1 month old having an open heart surgery. How scary that must be.
Oh well,
Yeah.
man, it's I don't like making light of it, but there were so many people that had it insanely worse than we did.
Right.
Yeah, and I try to put it into relevance. There were three out of, I think there were 12 rooms. Let's just say 12. But there were 12 rooms on that floor, and I've never seen medical care like that in my
Yeah.
life. It's
Wow.
insane.
Yeah.
But anyway, three of us were out of the North Louisiana corridor from Ruston to Monroe, or, just on the I-20
Yeah.
corridor. And so we got to know one or two of them. But the first day I was there, I don't know if y'all ever saw it. It was Pray for Everett, the McCurry kid out
Yeah.
of West Monroe.
Yeah.
They were 2 doors down from us.
Wow.
And when we get there, she rounds the corner. She's, hey, my name's Summer. You know, and, if you want to go wash clothes, you need to do this, you need to do that. Kind of giving us the rundown. It's like, Summer, it seems like you've been here for a while. We were there, that was in May. And I said, it seems like y'all been here for a while. How long you been here? And she goes, we got here in October. I was like,
Wow.
ooh. And they had not left. And I was like, yeah, I have no complaints.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
but I would say we were there for a month. And by the end of the people that I knew who were there, including Jack, Jack was included in that 12, 3 of the 12 didn't make it. So, and they told us, like the nurses are like, your odds of coming in and coming out of here living a normal life is not very good. And so we were, you're concerned parents. And what was nice was one of the nurses, she come in, she's like, look, y'all are a win for us. We know what it is. We can fix it. He goes home. He has a normal life. She was like, y'all are a win for us. We don't get these very often.
Right.
And so it was good, but like I said, I don't like to make light of it, but it's it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot worse.
Seemed like God had his hand in that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's part of my testimony of, being on the retreat. What kind of the sequence of events and
Perfect timing.
and then when things turned. But that's a long drawn out story because there's a lot of factors in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Them retreats have a have a way of one getting you out of your comfort zone, but making you face things that you didn't want to face, and then learning how to completely be trusting on God.
Yeah, and I think everybody's kind of got this notion that I messed up or nobody's going to understand, and all of a sudden you get in there and just say there's 40 people there,
Oh,
and
my
all of a sudden
goodness.
you realize like, man, I'm kind of normal.
Yeah. No, it's
Either that or we're all just jacked up.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
we're all messed up.
I lean more towards that one right there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
but
do too.
but yeah, you had mentioned the retreat and everything, and that was one of the. I relate to that because that was one of the turning points in my life
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But it's for those of you who are watching, and you have an opportunity to go to a men's retreat,
Do it.
do it.
Yeah.
It is a really great experience. I learned a lot, got to hang out, and face a lot of things. It was very healing, very rewarding, and very eye opening.
Yeah,
And very manly.
It is very manly.
yeah,
And you can't talk about nothing. The only thing you can tell people is you eat good.
That's right.
yeah, yeah.
That's exactly right.
Well, what's funny is I grew up in restaurants, and I don't know if y'all knew that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I knew
that.
you knew that. But no, my family owned a restaurant for 9 or 10 years, and I grew up cooking. So strangely enough, I had helped cooking for a retreat before I ever even went on one.
Wow.
Now, I didn't go in, and I didn't see everything that was going on. They wouldn't let me do that, but I don't remember what happened. But I ended up helping with a retreat before I ever went on one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of the restaurant, I remember going up to it was Junior's in Simsbury, going up there,
Yeah.
getting a hamburger. Hamburger was awesome
Yeah.
with I think your dad called it Junior sauce.
Man, there was a lot of things going on that deal.
Yeah, or was it?
It was the burro burger. Yeah, you had it was a half-pound burger, and this is what it comes standard with, if I'm remembering right. It was grilled onions, mushrooms, bacon, 3 types of cheese, and a little bit of barbecue sauce.
Yeah, but any burger was good.
Yeah,
And for those of you that don't know, this Simsbury, we call it the Burrow. So
yeah.
that's
Yep.
That's what we refer to it. But it was really good food. And I hate that it shut down, but
Yeah, I was about to say, like, literally when I first moved up here back in 2006, I went to Glenview Elementary.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and anyway, Mr. Slocum was my bus driver, bus number 50 or 70. It's number 70,
I had no idea.
but yeah, bus number 70.
Uh-huh.
And
So was
and
that my brother or my dad?
I think it was your dad.
Okay, yeah, you
Yeah.
would have. Yeah, I mean, my brother's only 4 years old.
Okay, yeah, it was definitely your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure it was dad 'cause
Yeah.
he was older when I was in fourth grade. So, but anyway, but we went. But he told us about juniors, and so me and my family went to eat there, and it was good. Yeah,
Yeah.
had a great time.
it was good food.
I was kind of young and everything, but didn't it used to have like was it onion ring
Like a dipping sauce.
yeah, something.
Junior
Yeah,
sauce.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah, that's
okay,
what I said.
yeah.
It
Junior
was
sauce,
very,
yeah.
very similar to a cane sauce or something.
Yeah, but it was good. It was very
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
You always had to
Anyway.
get the junior sauce with it.
y'all making me hungry. But
Yeah, and so okay, we talked about y'all going to New Orleans and the open heart surgery,
Yeah.
and that's going to tie in perfect with while you're here with
Yeah.
Beyond the Blind. So go ahead and tell us what y'all got going on with this. Which I've been super excited about having y'all. When I heard about it, I was like, this would be a great opportunity for them to come on the podcast to benefit this this nonprofit organization y'all got going on. I know I talked to Dan a lot about it, and he's like, he said Jake would be the perfect guy to come on the podcast and talk about
Yeah.
it. And Jake is also the president of Beyond the Blind. So let us know y'all's mission about what y'all got going on.
Well, everybody on the board has been involved in other organizations such as what we're doing. And there's such a need for kids to be able to experience the outdoors because to me, that honestly, when I'm outdoors, that's when I feel closest to God. It's not inside staring at a screen. It's when you're by yourself, whether you're on the side of a tree or in a stand and you're just there. To me, it's therapeutic, not only for us, but for kids. But so, I'm partial to, just say if they're wheelchair bound or, well, me personally, I think this would probably be the better deal. It's how I got involved from
Yeah.
the beginning, and then we'll kind of lead up to how this all culminated.
Sounds perfect.
So this is how I got started. I was about 20 years old, and Mike Rainwater.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah, well, Jake, Michael, that's middle name is after Mike Rainwater.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've called him Uncle Mike my whole life. So I was at the restaurant, and this was Wednesday or Thursday. I was about 20 years old. Uncle Mike calls me and says, "Hey, I need you in the Tinsall this weekend. I've already talked with your dad. You're coming. Load up. Come on." I said, "Okay, well, what am I doing?" He goes, "You're going to take a kid hunting. One of the guides had an emergency. He can't make it. I need to fill in. I need somebody who knows what they're doing." Okay. And still, I didn't know what we were doing. And so, what all do you need me to bring? Bring a side by side, bring your stuff. Anything you'd want to bring to a stand. All right. I get there where kids are at poverty point. Well, this one wasn't dedicated more towards kids. It was all ranges, but you had to be wheelchair bound to be on this hunt. So I walked through the door. I was like, "Hey, who am I paired up with?" "Hey, I can't remember the kid's name. I can see his face." He's like, "You're paired up with Tyler." Just say his name was Tyler. And I said, "Well, what's Tyler's condition?" He goes, "I don't know, go over and talk to him." And so that'd be a little awkward, guy I've never met. And all of a sudden, Will up, "Hey, what's your deal?" It's
Why are you in that chair?
Yeah, why are you in this chair? And anyway, he said, "Well, look, man, he was 17, and I just say I was 20. I mean, we're very close to the same
Yeah.
age." And he goes, "Yeah, I got diagnosed with spina bifida when I was 13. I was wheelchair bound by the time I was 15." So he grew up playing baseball, living I wouldn't say a normal life, but he knew what it was. It wasn't from birth.
Right.
And I started thinking, like, man, that could have been me, Not that there's anything wrong with it, but, it's just you do have some limitations.
Right.
I mean, and I don't know. And then I went and I got hooked to it. I couldn't help it. There's something you are drawn to pure joy. You know, when you get a kid, it doesn't even have to be a kid. We've taken adults. When you see pure joy and there's no worries in their eyes, there's no concern. It's just laughter, and you can see it. There's some. I think we don't see enough of it.
Right.
And when you see it, then I tell people all the time, it's like you're attracted to it. You can't walk away from it. You know, and there's people that that guide for us that said, look, I don't care what I got to do. I just want to take a kid because they know what it's about.
Right.
And so, fast forward, kind of to our deal, and there's such a need here. You know, we got med camps, we got the Center of the Blind, we've got all these organizations around here, and it's like, man, let's just do our own. Like, let's do it our own, and let's do it local as long as we possibly can. Before we exhaust all kids, or kind of what we're designed for. And it was probably at the end of last year we all kind of made that commitment, like, hey, it's time. Let's do this. But if we're going to do it, we got to start now. This isn't something we can just do overnight. So we've started this process in, let's just say, January, and it has been full time ever since January. And now we're here, but there's so many aspects of it, from 501 status to the insurance to you got to develop a logo, you got to get your website, you got to think about where the kids are going to stay, what they're going to eat, what
Yeah,
you know.
it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. But but you mentioned you had six members. Does that
there's
include
six.
you?
Yeah, there's 6 board members, and that
Yeah.
includes myself. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It takes a team. It really does. And
Oh, yeah.
and everybody's part is so important.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
there's Hunter Brown. He is a marketing director, and I guess I ain't gonna say marketing director. He's the manager at Antler Shed.
Okay.
The deer stands at Antler Shed, and they've been tremendous to us.
Awesome.
They're great. They actually donated 2 stands for these kids to go on, and I think they were 5 by 8s or 10s. I mean, they're massive. So if we get a kid in a wheelchair, we can put 4 of us in there, no problem.
And
Wow.
Shout out to Antler Shed. They're very well made too.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, they're great.
if you're wanting to purchase one and not build your own, Antler Shed's the way to go. And they're very airtight, so they're very
Oh, yeah.
warm. So
Yep.
in the wintertime, great.
Yeah,
stand.
they're great. And then John Gephardt, he's kind of a local guy. He worked at McKinney's for a long time.
Yeah.
And now he lives in Benton, and so he's one of the board members. And then you got Dan Durrett. He's a farmer in Simsboro. He owns chicken and cows. And then you got TJ Anderson. He owns N&J Oilfield Supply, saltwater disposal plant in Gibbsland. I think that's where it's at. He's got his hands in a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But he's in Arcadia. And then you got me. I'm in Arcadia, or I live in Arcadia. My office is in Ruston. And then West Bain is our last one. He lives in Simsboro. He's a foreman for Lincoln Builders.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
that's the whole board.
Yeah.
So obviously, Beyond the Blind, y'all are helping kids who normally wouldn't have a chance to go outside hunting, people who don't have the knowledge to be able to make that care for them children.
Yeah. We'll just take a quick break, real quick. What you need? Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, you good?
Oh, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you
Oh,
good.
you're fine.
Anyway. Right. Go ahead. Good see.
Hey, and real quick, are you going to cut that, or are we going to talk about Miss Chris for a minute?
We can talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so what Miss Chris is doing on this back wall back here, they're having a huge sale on the T-shirts, 25% off, Black Rifle Rustin. And Miss Chris, she's always great to us. She is one of the people that makes Black Rifle Rustin. And so we're just shouting out to them. Thank you, Black Rifle.
Yeah, thanks for they're partnering up with us to give us a space to record and everything.
Yep.
It's a good background.
It's great coffee.
It's great coffee. Great
It's
coffee.
American
Oh, yeah.
coffee.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so since we're kind of off on this tangent, we got our Black Rifle set up.
Yeah,
We have maple pecan, which is seasonal.
it's very good.
It's a great coffee. I haven't tried pumpkin spice. But Jake, Beyond the Blind guys, what's your go-to on Black Rifle coffee, real quick?
Man, I like the espresso.
Espresso?
I think it's that medium.
Yep.
I don't know. There was just, I randomly picked it up. I always come in here, you buy 3, get 1 free,
Yeah.
So I'll come in here and I just kind of mix and match, get 4 bags because I'll get 4 for the house and 4 for my office. And so whenever I'm out, I come back up here and I do the same thing. But I really like that espresso. It's a medium roast, and I'm typically a dark roast person, but that's good. You and I'm actually kind of one of those guys. Unless it's a seasonal deal like pumpkin spice, like I don't taste all
Right.
that. It's coffee. Just give me
Yep.
coffee.
Yep.
But that one I really do like.
Well, you heard it from one of the Beyond the Blind guys. Espresso's really good. Y'all come on in and get y'all some.
Yeah.
But back to what Devin was saying about these kids.
Yeah.
Go
So obviously, there's a lot of people who probably have kids that need to be outdoors and experience that, but maybe they don't have the knowledge.
Yep.
Like, how do I get my child who is wheelchair bound or crutch bound or whatever the case?
Yeah, and they don't have to be wheelchair bound or anything like that. So actually, this first hunt we're taking 7. None of them are wheelchair bound.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like-
and so now that wasn't by design.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right. It just happens that way.
It just happened that way. So I mean, I would just kind of go through the list of what just say the conditions would be. You got Down syndrome, you got autism, you got muscular dystrophy with scoliosis on that one. There's something else. It's just not. It was a weird name I've never seen before. And then I would say the most severe one we got on this one, and this is the one that they said that I'm going to take, given my background.
Yep.
It's a kid that's got congenital heart disease. Make-A-Wish found out about us somehow.
That's
And,
awesome. Awesome.
I don't know how that happened. Because we haven't been. Outside of Facebook, we haven't pushed or made those connections, or we haven't done any of that. Because I was like, hey, let's enter our way in. Let's do it right. If we don't do it right in the beginning, nothing else is going to matter.
Right.
So anyway, this kid, from his application, and I spoke with the mom. He's 10 years old. He's had 8 open heart surgeries, and they're trying to get him eligible for a transplant by the time he's about 15.
Goodness.
Yeah, so he's been through the ringer.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, going through all
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they were all like, "You're going to take him." I was like, "Yeah, but," I was like, "He's still just a kid. Like, I can partly sympathize with what they went through."
Yeah.
I was like,
Right.
we were in and out.
Right.
That's a progress. That's years upon years.
Yeah.
But that's one that we all kind of said, like, hey, if we're going to take kids, like, let's do it on the first one, because we might not get that opportunity very much, because we're going to have to be coordinating, to make sure it's right, because we know where everything's at, that not just from where the stands are. And so on this one, I will be filming, and there's a friend of mine, Clayton Klein, local guy here, that he will be the guide on that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
I guess that kind of opens up to what I wanted to ask. I'm sure y'all have already had multiple applications or multiple people reach out to y'all. What is how do people reach out? What are the qualifications for a kid to be able to qualify for one of these hunts?
Really, it can be any disability or underprivileged, so
Okay.
let's just say you're, a boy, being raised by a single mom, and you have basically a 0% chance of ever experiencing anything like this. Apply, because there's some other avenues that I want to try to explore, even with the sheriff's department. Me and Brad have spoken about before, that I think you could bridge a lot of gaps between, communities. That way we could kind of be the facilitator of it, but other, industries like the sheriff's department, like, hey, y'all are the face of it. We're the facilitator of it.
Okay.
So we've kind of got some ideas on that, kind of going into an underprivileged style hunt. But yeah, if you've got any type of, special need or, a challenging circumstance or anything like that, if it's Down syndrome, if it's autism, if it's muscular dystrophy, if it's you're wheelchair bound. Now, typically, we will go more towards the kids who have not killed, a deer, in their lifetime. That's where we'll typically start. But that's not if you say, yes, I've killed, that's not you scratching it off the list.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not because we want to take kids hunting. That's not, but if you've never killed, you kind of go more towards the front.
Right.
But we've taken 7 on the first hunt. We got 5 more that we know will be taken. And 1 or 2 of them have already killed, but that's not a deal. I want to take kids hunting.
Yeah.
That's when I'm happy. So
Right.
yeah, the best way to kind of, get in touch with us would be go to beyondtheblind.org, and then you can send us an email through there, or you can email applications at beyondtheblind.org.
And we'll have that in the show notes
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess just a practical explanation or whatever description in this world. Excuse me. In this world where you've dealt with us with these kids with these challenges going hunting, what have you seen? What is the reaction that these kids have experienced getting to see the deer for the first time, get to shoot the deer, get to just be out there in the woods? What does that do to a kid?
Oh, you never know what you're going to get. That's the best way that I can say it. Now, there's some kids that I'll go into kind of more of the gear in a minute of what we have. But there's some kids that when they get there, they kind of freak out a little bit. They don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
We all grew up, around rifles and weapons and the outdoors. It's second nature to us.
Yeah.
Some of these kids, it's a foreign land. They walk up and they see guns, and they've always been told, don't touch a weapon. Don't
Yeah,
touch
they're
a gun.
scared.
Yeah,
Very
they're scared. So we have to be conscious of that, and you have to be aware. So that Friday when they come in and we get them on the range, we kind of do an assessment. Like we figure out what we think will work, because we've seen it, we know. So we kind of modify it to every kid. But
Awesome.
there are some kids that, man, they will freak out. And have the greatest time on the planet. And there are some kids that, I've been involved with, pow, nothing,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, man, I had fun. I don't know about you, but I had a great time.
Yeah.
You just never know what you're going to get. But I would, majority of them, they're ecstatic. It's and it kind of goes back to what we were talking about. You see pure joy, and we don't see, you don't get to see that very often. Just true happiness, because everybody's attached to their iPad or their phone, or they're worried about bills, or they're worried about their kids, or they're worried.
Yeah.
The list goes on, but these kids, when it is solely for them, they don't have a care in the world. They're not worried about whether the chair they're in or, a colostomy bag, or they're not worried about it, because it's all the focus and attention is to them, and it's a fun deal. But yeah, most of them are, they get jacked up.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have every stand, especially on this first hunt. So I'll kind of go into the gear now.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
this
go
will
ahead.
be easy. So when we're in a stand, and it'll either be an antler shed or a redneck or a pop-up blind. Now the pop-up blinds are pretty big. So, but when we get in, whether the kids are left or right-handed, does not matter. So the gun is a 350 Legend. There's a scope, and then we have a scope monitor, and then if we need it, we'll have a triggering device. A triggering device can be one of two things. It's a button system. So a button system, there's 2 buttons, and it attaches to the trigger. So as soon as I put the gun on fire, I hand, the kid the button, and I have a button. I'm the safety.
Right.
And so, like, if I got a child who's autistic and they're a little leery, they don't want to be on the gun because they don't like the noise.
Right.
Like, that's fine. Hey, man, sit right here. You see that screen? I'm going to put that in your lap. He's watching the deer and the crosshairs. I'm going
Right.
to put the screen in his lap, and I'm going to watch, and I'm just holding the gun. And I got the button on this side, like, hey, buddy, whenever you're ready, hit that button. And as soon as he hits that button, the gun goes off. And so then he gets to see it. But so for the kid we're taking, if I'm the kid, that's Clayton, I'll be on the right side, I'll be filming it. So the gun will be in what's called a bog pod, a big death grip tripod. that it can't move, it ain't falling off, put it that way. And then we have a GoPro that's attached to it, and it's all it's doing is there to film their reaction, and that's it. And so we'll have the reaction, we'll have the hunt, and let's just say, the deer drops. Then we get out and we go down there and we talk about it. We'll film it. And so, yeah, I mean, every aspect of the weekend, it'll be filmed, but it's not just for us. It's not just for the advertisement. We will edit these and make sure that the kids always have a copy of it.
That's awesome. And,
Yeah.
And real quick, while we're talking about gear, where can people go to make a donation to Beyond the Blind?
On the website. There's actually a link on there. If you just scroll towards the bottom or you hit the donate tab, you can go all the way to the bottom. You can do a one time, you can do a monthly. Everything's there. It's very, very simplistic.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, look, getting up early in the morning, carrying all that gear, big production things, you need a lot of energy. I want to thank our sponsor real quick, W Energy right here. We got some stuff from them. We got shakers, hats. They got pre-workout. We explained in the other places that they have no artificial flavorings, no dyes, no nothing. It's just, well, tell them about it, Devin.
Looks like a big pack of Zans.
Yeah,
That's what it looks like.
it does.
W brags about being key on focus and energy. They have no dyes. You're not going to get any adverse effects out of food coloring and all that. Natural ingredients. Most of it comes from coffee plants and things like that. You're not going to have a lot of fillers. With a lot of pre-workouts, you have fillers, and it's for the purpose of just putting more product in there, and you don't know what you're getting. You may be getting a lot of caffeine or whatever the case may be, or you just may be getting whatever filler they decided to fill that container with. W doesn't have that.
Yeah, baking powder, whatever.
Yeah.
What
Anyway,
I had laying around.
yeah, floor dust. I don't know. Anyway, we jokingly said in one of the first advertisements about the yuzu, and inherently enough, that's what they sent us.
Yep.
So I'm actually going to try it for the first time here.
What flavor is that?
And
Japanese yuzu.
It's Japanese yuzu.
Hey,
Never heard of it.
Apparently,
mix him some up in that water out there.
apparently it's some kind of plant
So here
that
we go.
tastes like a lemon and an orange. And
Yeah, I saw it looked like a lemon.
The citrus aroma is very natural. I'm just going to say that. It's like I just cut a lemon. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
It's not fake. Like and it doesn't taste like lemon it doesn't smell like lemon concentrate. Smell that.
Sure do.
It smells just like lemon.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Take a
That's
whiff.
it.
Yeah.
There's the color of it. Like,
Oh yeah.
It
You
does
know-
smell really good.
All right. And then down the hatch.
in the mouth through the gums. Look out, stomach. Here it comes.
All right, Jake, try that right there that Devin's got mixing up.
You might be trying to.
It tastes like lemonade.
Does it really?
Yeah, taste that.
Yeah, it tastes just like lemonade.
It tastes like lemonade. It's very good.
It's a really good flavor.
I know. I was skeptical because of the name yuzu, Japanese yuzu.
It
It's
tastes like lemonade that's got that little bit of some extra fruit in it.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
I can say. But yeah, it's good.
Very
look.
good.
Well, that's a legitimate reaction and very honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enter your code New Life for
Good.
10% off.
You go to the W website, you order whatever you want, and use our promo code New Life. That's NEWLIFE, all caps, no spaces, and you'll get 10% off your order.
Yep. Back to the program.
So, did y'all have any follow up questions that y'all wanted to do before I, because y'all know me. If y'all don't, I won't shut up.
No, that was y'all have been conversating just how I've imagined it.
Yeah.
Go
And
ahead.
one thing I did want to talk about. Okay, so they get the hunt, they get fed.
Good.
Everything's taken care of throughout the whole weekend, which is great. So you said something about something they get to take home with them also.
Oh
If
yeah.
you wanna-
yeah. So I was just sitting on the couch one night and I started thinking about it. I was like, man, we need to get their backpacks and we need to have a goodie bag for them. And it's simple stuff. We'll put a hat, they put a shirt. We'll just they need something because every kid wants a backpack. I mean. And so this is the contents of the backpack. The backpack itself, they get a flashlight, they get, it's a really nice water bottle, and then we get their name. We put, made a decal, put their name on it, with says Beyond the Blind on it, and then they get a pair of binoculars, face paint. Face paint's always the big one.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
dude. I mean, you talk about war paint stuff. They'll get up there. I got to get it. And their whole head will just be paint.
That's right.
It's fun.
Everybody loves it.
Oh yeah, everybody loves some face paint.
I'm gonna put me an application in to go hunt.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's all customized to them. So like we took their binoculars. Like we took their binoculars out of the box. We put everything in there, and it has their name on it.
That is awesome.
We put their initials on the. I mean, we're not. It's not a full blown production, but we put their initials on their. Their flashlight, because you know how kids are.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, if I want mine,
Yeah.
and so it's like, hey, here's your water bottle. It's got your name on it. Here's your binoculars. It's got your name on it. Here's your flashlight. It's got your initials on it. Everything is to them.
Makes it super personal.
It's very personal.
And it,
And so, the other aspect of it is too, we wanted to be, obviously kind of people ask, Beyond the Blind. It's not an odd name, but it's like,
Right.
there's a reason. I was like, well, my thing was when we started this, and I've seen it over the years, especially with kids, they know what they know, and they know their surroundings. They're a product of their surroundings. I was like, hey, but don't let your circumstances define who you are and define your mentality forever. This is all temporary. Even for what we deal with, it's all temporary. But what we're doing here is beyond of what we're doing in that blind. And so another thing that we did that's in their bag, there's a friend of mine that he's the one of the directors for the FCA chapter in Washita Parish, and he reached out to me. He's like, hey, man, I want to provide y'all with some camo Bibles. I was like, dude, strangely enough, I've been on Amazon, kind of figuring out what we're going to do. I just want something. And he's like, no, well, he said, I'll bring them over. I'll bring them in a box. We'll get y'all some other little goodies. Great. Bring them on.
awesome.
And so the other thing that we're going to do is when these kids come on the hunt, and I ain't going to say every one of us, but I mean, there will be one or two or all of us. But I do want the guide and the cameraman for every kid. They're going to write them a note, on the inside part of the Bible, because look, that Bible might stay in their bag for 10 years, but they're always going to remember what they did.
Yeah, that's right.
There's going to be an attachment to what they experienced and what they saw, what they heard, and what they felt mainly. And so, I wanted to put a note in there. I mean, it could be anything. Just a word of encouragement. A Bible verse. It could be anything, and just sign it, because they might be 25 years old, struggling, and they're moving some boxes around, and all of a sudden they see that Bible, and they're going to flip it open and go, that feeling of what they felt, and all those memories are going to come back. They might open it.
That's good. And, and real quick, as Christians, we have to be really conscious about how we live day to day. Because the first thing, they're going to have that Bible, and they're going to see, that Bible verse, that note that y'all written in there, and that feeling that they had, that joy, that feeling of just being loved unconditionally.
Yep.
Nothing, nothing that they could have done. It was just something that was given to them. And
no strings attached.
Yeah, no strings attached, and that's gonna lead them to Christ. As far as, okay, this was all set in place because of this. Because of Jesus Christ. And it's great, man. I love what y'all are doing. But go on, man.
And I always try to express that too. It's like, look, none of us are perfect. I don't have it figured out. But everybody needs to use their gift in whatever way. And I was like, hey, this is one of those things I know how to do, and it's one of those things that I'm passionate about. Kids have my heart. Not that I'm. I just push away adults to the side, but kids have my heart because there's an innocence there.
Yep.
Jesus put importance on children.
Exactly.
Pain.
Have a childlike faith.
Yep.
That's right. That's exactly right.
But that's just what I've always been drawn to, and now it's just a way that I can give back, and I don't like using that expression.
But sure,
Because it seems like charity,
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
But I was like, but that's the only way I know how to describe it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I do have a question though. Like okay, so afterwards, like you take them on this hunt, they have the experience and everything. Like, is there any way that y'all connect them to like do like if say they were interested in actually picking that up as a new hobby or something? You know what I'm saying?
You talking about hunting in general?
Hunting in general, yeah.
Oh.
I just they're like,
No, I
oh,
mean, we don't have necessarily like a program in place, but that is
Yeah.
the thought.
Well, it was just
yeah.
a thought. I was like, man, if
Yeah.
if this changed that kid's life, and they're like, oh, I want to go hunting again.
Yeah.
Is there
Well,
like
I
a,
don't-
you know?
Yeah. I think we do need to get something like that in place because honestly, I haven't even thought about that. Because it's, you're so focused on,
Yeah,
got to
sure.
get this, got to get that.
And,
But
and
no,
y'all
that-
may have not even had
No,
an
no.
interest in that yet.
No, no, I think it's a vital part that needs to be there because, like I said, and we talked about this before the podcast, it's not always just the kids who are underprivileged or whatever. It can be a well-off family over here that they just don't know the outdoors or they don't have the equipment.
Right, right.
Now, the equipment is somewhat pricey. We had a golf tournament in Arcadia the other day, and
I heard that went really well.
yeah, that went really good. That went very, very good. But that guy come up to me, I knew, and he goes, "Man, how much is that?" I say, so we had a pop-up blind, and I had my camera set up and my gun set up with the tripod. And I was like, "Look, that's not everything. Like, we still don't have the battery in there." I was like, that was just to give you an idea of what it would look like."
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, how much is that?" I was like, "All of it?" I said, "Well, look, man," I was like, "the stands, that's going to be hit or miss." I said, "But if you factor in the camera systems, that's the camera, the tripod, our joysticks that we, swing our cameras around with, our GoPros, the tripod for the gun setup itself." I said, "All that, about $6,000."
Yeah.
And I was like, if we're taking 10 kids between the cameras, the guns, the batteries, just everything.
Do the math.
I was like, $60,000
Yeah,
to take
that's right.
10 kids at a time.
That's right.
I was like, that has nothing to do. Now, granted, that's not a recurring expense.
Right.
But it's
yeah.
just a startup deal.
Yeah. No,
And
yeah.
and so, like, when I put that in, he goes, "Man," I said, "Yeah, man, just anything like this, it just costs money." I said, "Now, granted, once we have it, we have it."
Right.
But like all of our guns are in hard shell cases. It has a gun serial number on the outside of it, beyond the blind, phone numbers. There is no discrepancy. When you see one, you know it.
Yeah. Right. Right.
But no, it's some cool stuff. Oh, the other deal was the sip and puff. Yeah, and there's some people that know what it's about. So if I got a child that's in a wheelchair, all right, or an adult, doesn't matter. If they're in a wheelchair and they can't use their arms, all right, or like there's a friend of mine, he can use his arms, but he has enough mobility he can do about like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that before actually.
Yeah, and so it's a device that we attach a tube and we just attach it to their chair, and we just say we're ready. We're looking at the deer on the screen and we're ready to go. We click it on fire, and we'll just place that tube in his mouth and say, "Hey, buddy, whenever you're ready, blow into that tube." And as soon as they blow into
It's
it,
crazy.
it sets
are you
gun.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's insane.
I've never even heard of that.
Okay, no, check it out because
Fun stuff.
no, technology will it has blown my
Dude,
mind.
that is amazing.
And
Cool. It's awesome.
but there's some streamers. This is a little off topic, but it has to do with that. But but they have these devices. Like there's these streamers I watch on TikTok that play video games, and I just sit in there for a few minutes because it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They can't move their arm. They're in a wheelchair, but they can literally play a video game like Call of Duty or something with their mouth.
It's insane.
It's and
I
they
guess I'm getting too old because this technology just seems impossible to me.
I'm just saying that I
I'm
have
to that
seen
age, I guess.
I
Yeah.
have seen people do. I'm just saying, they would if we got on a video game right now, they would whoop me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but it is cool that y'all can implement
No, yeah,
that.
and that's the thing. We've had some funny things happen. On these hunts. Like I remember it was a year or two ago. There was a kid. I mean, he was quadriplegic. It was neck down, no feeling, no nothing. and we get him into we got him into a golf cart because we're going to drive him up right to the stand,
Right,
you
right.
know, and then we're making the transition.
Sure.
And it was that afternoon, and so I mean it's daylight, and a buddy of mine, he's driving, and I just see this kid's head just start slowly leaning over, and the guy's just driving. He didn't look over at him.
Oh, no.
And all of a sudden I see him grab him. He was about midway out the door, and he grabbed him and brought him back up. And he's like, "Man, you got to let me know."
Yeah.
But you take it for granted, because you're just as simple as riding in a side by side or a golf cart. That's the limitations we're talking about.
Right.
And you just take that for granted because you don't have any, core muscles. You don't have a way to sit up. There's nothing. It just opens up your eyes. But yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff that we can play with. The button system is, to me, I like the button system better.
Well, I've never heard of that
Yeah.
until just now. So that's amazing to hear that can be done like that.
Oh yeah, there's not really anybody we can take that we couldn't make it successful.
Right. Yeah.
No, we can't make it successful because these are wild animals. I didn't put them on a leash and bring them out.
Yeah. Well,
I think Bill Engvall's got a joke about that, about the deer crossing.
Yeah.
I didn't set up the meeting, honey.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Why you kick the mic?
Oh, we're knocking mic stands all around.
Uh,
I don't even got one.
yeah, and but yeah, it's fun. There was something else I was going to say. I can't remember where I was going to go with that, but I know we were talking about there's not very many situations that we can't make successful. I don't know. It'll come back to me. But yeah, it's just fun. There's so much technology out there that we can take advantage of, But I had to go speak with the Rotary Club. That was about a couple months ago, and a guy asked me, and he said, "Why do y'all do this?" Never been asked that, and I kind of put me back, on my heels. It's like, so give me a second, I'm up there at that little stand. I was like, give me a second, And I said, look, I don't know of a way to answer that without sounding selfish.
Yeah.
I said, man, trust me. I was like, I get just as much, if not more, fulfillment than these kids do. I said, that's the reason why. I said, and I don't. If that's selfish, okay, I'll take it. I said, but I said it's the most fulfilling thing you can do.
Yeah. You're passionate about it.
Yeah.
You obviously love to do it and love to be a part of that. It's a huge thing.
Yeah, if anybody's ever been around it, they get it.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
if you see it,
That's right.
now you'll see a little bit of it. You'll see some glimpses of it. Once we put the videos out. Because I ain't gonna say this lightly. We got some heavy hitters that'll be there filming that first week because I knew some guys. I was like, hey, I don't care what you got going on. I need you here.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm in. All right.
Yeah.
So there's one friend of ours that he's got a thermal drone. Now he's got the license to do it.
Right.
Right.
Before somebody goes and starts looking us up, but he's got the license to do it. So he's going to be. He'll probably be. We're going to do some cool stuff with some thermal drone footage. So when we're heading out that morning, we're probably going to have that thermal drone follow them. So we'll get some cool footage of that.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I just had, I guess there's two more questions, and I can go with it from wherever you want to from there. As far as the hunting area, do y'all have this may be asking your favorite fishing spot, you can't tell, I don't know.
No, yeah.
But do y'all have a place where y'all have this available? Is it private land or y'all on public land?
It's all private. Right now, majority of the land that we're going to be hunting right now is predominantly on two of the board members' land.
Okay.
But these stands are not hunted, on, they don't hunt them.
Right.
Now granted, I always tell people, they have the ability to, but that's not what they're set up for. These are set up for these kids.
Well, that's a great thing to have.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Now, the ultimate goal will be is that we will have land dedicated strictly to them.
Yeah.
Now, how or when or how that will come about, time will tell. That we're going to let that organically grow. But the whole deal to us is also transparency. You know, like I don't
Right.
just say if somebody says, "Hey, I want to give you a pallet of corn to go for these kids," you know, I'm like, "Well, you're gonna be rest assured, every bag goes to that." You know, it's
Right.
like there's no
Right.
discrepancy there.
Right.
You know, and there's nobody that takes a salary. Every penny goes back into that account. You know, now I've, I told somebody this the other day. I was like, "Am I going to say that's the way it's going to be forever?" I I don't know. I said because I can't tell you how many hours that it takes to really pull this off.
That's right.
It's a
it's
now.
a
I'm
lot.
not saying it would be somebody full time and we're going to have an office or whatever. But I say it might be somebody part time. Like, hey, we're going to pay you hourly, and I need you to send out the welcome packs to these kids. I need it filed. I need you to reach out to the guides and the cameramen. I need you to call and make sure that the food's taken care of. You know,
Yeah.
there's just so many pieces.
Right.
You know, and you're constantly thinking about it because, you know, when you have a business or you got a wife, you got kids. There's only so much time. you
Right.
know?
Yeah, there is.
Absolutely.
But I always tell people, say, rest assured, every penny goes back to it. You know, it's like there is no, you know, well, we're giving money to this or doing this or do it. Now it all goes back to them.
Yeah, and that actually leads perfect into the last question I had on my mind. Obviously, this is a big expenditure adventure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things like you've already alluded to that go into this. People who want to donate, you said they could do it through their site, and y'all are also a nonprofit organization. So talk a little bit about what that is, because there's also a benefit for people who would donate because of the way that's set up.
Yeah, I mean, you can write it off 100% tax free. So if you give $1,000, you can write that $1,000 off 100% tax free because we do have a 501c status.
That's right.
So if you ever need the documentation, you can email us at donations at Beyond the Blind, and it's not that one of us gets notified if you email that. All of us get notified if you email that, so one of us can respond.
Right.
You
Right.
know, it's like, hey, I need a confirmation of y'all's 501. Okay, I just click attach. Let me know if you need something. You know, it's that simple.
Awesome.
Because we all have access to it. It's all the information is not housed in one central spot. It's in the cloud, so I can access everything from my phone right now. So you know, it's yeah. I mean that there's our ultimate goal is we'll have a banquet in Ruston. That's part of our goal, but I don't want to give too much away. But kind of what I see. I think it would be a huge hit because what we're doing is a little foreign to this area. Because I mean, there's people that I know. I'll walk up and I'll have a shirt like this on. They'll go, "I've been seeing that around. What are y'all doing?" I'm like, this is what we're doing. Oh, okay, yeah, man. Let me
Okay,
know if y'all
cool.
need something. And so, but I think once we have the banquet and you see the videos and you hear from a kid, because we do an interview with the kid, like, hey, tell us about the hunt. What time did you get up this morning? We'll go through the whole deal to where we're gonna, while it's fresh on their mind, we're gonna, what'd you think when that deer walked out? Man, I couldn't believe it. You
right,
just
man.
see it, and that way, whenever they get the video and whatever we send them, they can recall it because it's fresh.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
ask them 10 years from now, what'd you think when that deer walked out? I
Right.
mean, you don't remember that.
Yeah.
But so like when we have when we have a banquet, that's a long process and an arduous process because you got to deal with donations, you got to deal with venues, you got to deal with food. There's a litany of things you got to deal with, and I was like, I don't have the mental capacity to try to plan that right now. But part of the goal was we would have all the guns on one wall, and just say, all right, this gun was sponsored by ABC, LLC, whatever it may be, or John Doe's family, it could be anything. So, that before I get off that topic, we've got 8 gun sponsors right now, and a gun sponsorship was 3,000.
Wow.
And so
Awesome.
we did that. I think we did it in like a week. I mean, it was
That's
I
amazing,
knew, I
dude.
knew it was quick.
it was quick.
Wasn't it overnight? What was overnight?
It was backpacks were overnight. We could I really do. I think we could have sold 50 of them. But I mean, people give whenever they see what their money's going to.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, hey, this is a backpack for a kid. And you're going to see the backpack. Like, you will see the backpack in the video. Like, trust me, we didn't just take it and
Yeah.
it went on. Like, there's some cool stuff in there, you know?
Yeah. Right.
You know, and it's like, and all that money, it was essentially what the cost was. Like, you're not making any overages or anything like that. But anyway, but yeah, those gun sponsors, I mean, and there's one or two of them that are like, do not put my name on that gun. So you'll see, you know, Beyond the Blind, gun sponsor, anonymous donor, because they don't want their
Yeah.
name on it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's fine. Hey, man.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
It's whatever you want. Yeah, those were very instrumental. But what we kind of see is like, we'll have, just say if there was 10 guns up against the wall, you know, there's going to be a log of what that gun has done over the years. So let's just say it's 10 years from now. All right. And we don't plan on just having one or two hunts a year. I mean, we're going to take kids periodically through the year. We do plan on, I don't want to let that cat out of the bag. We do plan on trying to take kids turkey hunting. How that's going to work, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
You know,
That's right.
I don't
It'll be in the
know.
process.
That's a process. But we do plan on doing stuff like that. But I said, look, how cool would it be if, you know, you're the company that sponsored that gun and all of a sudden there's 15 kids' names on that list that gun has been a part of,
Yeah.
you know, and we're planning on putting like a notch, you know, down the stocks of the guns. So that way in 10 years, I mean, it's got stuff all over it, you know,
right.
like,
It's
and then that way
seasons.
when we get into a stand with a kid, like, you see all them notches? Like, there were 15 more just like you, you know.
That's right.
That's awesome.
That gun's ready. you
Yeah,
know.
I love that idea because it's like it just brings like, hey man, like you're important
Yeah.
and you're not alone. Like
Yeah.
you know, you've got millions of y'all out there. You know, just
Yeah.
like that.
Like,
and
you're not the only one.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, I was like, hey, buddy, and this is just one of these. We got like 20.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's plenty of kids just like you.
Yeah.
You know, and they were successful. You know, like, and we have every intention of making you success. That's our whole goal. We
Right.
want every kid to at least have the opportunity to have a shot.
Yeah.
You know, now whether we recover it, now we do, we will exhaust all options to go find them. Whether it's thermals, you know, they're licensed, you know, to do it. Whether it's thermals, whether it's dogs, I know 3 guys that got dogs. So
Pretty high
no,
success
I'm not,
rate.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh, yeah.
worried about
Yeah.
recovery.
Yeah.
You know, but I was like, if it's a vital hit, we'll get them.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of what's going to go down.
That's exactly right.
And a real quick question, because I know we're going. You know, we've been doing this a little while. But one real quick question that people's probably asking. Okay, the meat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Dowling's Processing is, you know, they're going to help us out a lot because I mean they're in the Simsboro area. So all of this will be held, or the first hunt, all this will be held at the Lincoln Parish Gun Range, and so the sheriff's department's helped us out a lot, and so that's going to be home base. So, but if a kid gets a deer that morning, Dowling said, you bring it here, we skin it, we gut it, we'll process it free. Now the only
awesome.
stipulation is they're like you just, if they get sausage, they're like you'll just have to pay for the sausage because sausage is expensive. To make.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
expensive to make.
And so
Right.
the meat goes to the family.
Yeah, the meat will go to. And now if they don't want it, they can don't.
They can donate.
I do have to tell you this. There's one kid that's coming with us. He's tenderhearted. You know, God love him. And so his dad was talking to him. He was like, "Son, you want to go?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'll go." And he said, "But the only stipulation is that I want the meat to go to a needy family." And I was like,
man.
"Yeah." And he was just like, I was like, "Man, that's awesome."
That is
That is.
We do have one other kid I got to tell you a quick deal about. So when we send them a welcome pack. So we find out what's their favorite food, what's their favorite drink, what's their favorite snacks. So part of that is we send that to the guide a week in advance. And I was like, hey, this is your kid. Anything they want, within limitations, obviously, they get it. You know, it is dedicated to them.
Yeah.
I want all their favorite foods, all their favorite snacks. It's ready. Whatever they want, they get it.
Yeah.
You know, if they want fried chicken, you get fried chicken.
Yeah.
You know, you know.
I love that.
Yeah. So, but we also find out like, hey, what's your favorite hobby? What's your favorite song? What's your favorite deal? So there's one. I I can't wait for this kid. I don't know him, but I can't wait for him. So, what's your favorite song? And said any WWE character's theme song. I was like, oh,
Awesome.
All
this
right.
is awesome.
Gonna walk out to the blind with some Stone Cold music.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, I can't wait. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have some fun with that kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man,
That's
But,
crazy.
But
that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, look, Jake. Thanks for. Okay.
Nope. I ain't letting you get away that easy.
Okay.
We have a guest.
Okay.
They always get a
Special
last
question.
question.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to bring back one we did. I think we did it first. The first time we did it was with Casey.
Okay.
Casey Johnson.
Okay.
All right. Zombie apocalypse.
yeah,
You get 2 guys in your corner that are going to help you defend your life in the zombie apocalypse. The only stipulation is they have to be real people. They can't be,
Okay,
it can't be, the Terminator.
Yep.
I mean, it could be Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it can't be the Terminator. Mm-hmm. They have to be real, past, or present. If they were in the past, they can come back alive for the zombie apocalypse to be in your corner. You only get 2. Who are you picking?
do I have to say their names?
Oh, well, we got to know. You can't pick Jesus either.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
that's too easy.
too easy.
That's too easy. I would say people that I would trust because I don't want to go find somebody that, like, hey, there's some monster. I'm like, I don't trust that guy. He might not defend me. He's just,
Well, like,
this is
wouldn't
zombie
want-
apocalypse.
You wouldn't want King Saul in your corner, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
All right, so to answer this, I don't want to throw them out there like this, but they're probably 2 of the most impressive people that I know as far as when it comes to that. There's 2 brothers, they're the Peterson brothers. I don't want to say their first names. I don't want to throw them out there,
Right.
but they were special forces and they were brothers.
Okay.
And those guys are scary individuals.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the best way that I can put it. One of them, quick on him, one of them was a sniper and one of them was a breacher. So the sniper, it kind of goes back to, black rifle guns and everything. So the sniper, I was like, hey, man, because I want to say he's 6'7" or 6.
Cool.
He's a massive individual.
Now, is this like
crazy.
6'7", like the actual height, or like the kids are going the
No,
6'7"?
no.
He's actually probably 6'7".
No, he's a giant. His nickname he was a SEAL. His nickname in the SEALs was White Devil.
Wow.
So I mean, if you're nicknamed that in the SEALs, you're probably
Yeah,
yeah, you're probably
You're probably
pretty
a
good. You're
specialist.
probably good at what you do. But anyway, I said, man, what do you weigh in? Like when you hit the chopper, what do you weigh in? He goes, just me, fighting weight or geared out? Both. He said, oh, well, just me. I'm 235, 240. He goes, I hit the chopper, geared out with everything that I need, rifle, about 370. I said, what? I said, what? I said, you're telling me you carry 130 pounds of gears and you're going up and down mountains, essentially?
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, those guys are different breed,
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, that's what it is. But that would be probably my
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, my 2 would probably be somebody like Chad Robichaux, if you know anything about
I know
him.
that name, yeah.
He was special forces.
Yep.
He incredible guy. And then my other one's just going to be a fat person in case I get cornered. I can, drop him. Like we're running.
Yeah.
You got to have a fall guy.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. That was a good plan.
Real quick, well, who's y'all's 2?
Oh,
I'm gonna use a different answer this time.
yeah, because I had my good answer the last time. So
You got to think about it. You got just a few seconds. Come on now. Don't make it complicated.
It's a complicated question because, like, I don't know, like any.
Well, I kind of went kind of more of a psychological. Like, I want to kind of have somebody that
Yeah.
knows me. Like, I don't want them to just shank me and throw
Yeah.
me to the side.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know what? I'll change my answer to like current days, like right now.
Okay.
People that are alive right now. Zombie apocalypse. I'd have to say probably my buddy McCann.
Which one?
John McCain.
Yeah, Jonathan McCann. He knows his way around a gun. He served Army. Demolition specialist.
That'd be a good
Make-
one.
That's handy.
Yeah, makes things go
handy.
boom,
Yeah.
and has a very good tactical mindset.
Awareness, yeah.
Yes, and awareness.
Yeah.
And then second person, That's so hard.
So y'all need to change this up for the
Yeah.
next one. You need to say zombie apocalypse, and they have to be within a 60-mile radius.
Ooh, okay.
That would
Okay,
be.
well, he's into. Okay, well, I'm gonna do that.
But just say because it eliminates a lot of.
Lot of
yeah,
thinking.
yeah, it
Yeah,
really
a lot of
does.
Yeah, because it puts it more personal then.
Yeah,
I would say my wife because I love her, but like
Yeah.
she would end up getting me caught up.
Yeah, but if I die, she dies.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying,
That's
man. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's just crazy.
She won't listen to this, so she won't be mad.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, my wife doesn't listen to this either. So
Yeah, my wife.
Anyway.
Oh, y'all did what?
Y'all's wife don't listen.
no.
Heck no.
Hey, babe.
Ooh,
She hears us
I know
talk.
she's watching it.
my buddy, was also Army, Lieutenant Colonel Todd Griffin. He is a survivalist specialist.
Ooh. Yeah,
You
that
went,
would be,
you went
that would
real
be-
practical.
So
that would be very handy.
Yeah,
MO
so-
survivalist. Yeah,
so
that's pretty good.
a demolition man, mortar specialist, plus a survival guide,
Nice.
and then myself, I'm just support.
Yeah,
I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there to eat and not get eaten.
I'm there for morale.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what
there. I'm there to help my boys out.
All right.
Well,
I'll pick up their shell casings when I'm coming by.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna reload these.
well, I guess I'm gonna go with since I like the 60-mile radius. And I'm thinking zombie apocalypse really don't need to be all that trained because they're brainless anyway. So
Yep.
I just need somebody else crazy as
Never
crazy as
underestimate
I
your
am,
opponent.
as
Yep.
crazy as I am, you know. So I ain't gonna name no names, but my mowing crew guys.
Yep. Yeah.
Like the other day, one of the guys, golf tractor, I'm coming through, picks up water mosking, chunks up. Where I'm
Yeah.
at, though, I can run it over.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
So you're a little psycho.
so
That's
yeah,
right.
I mean, you gotta be a little psycho.
That's right.
I don't
It-
play.
well,
I don't
If you're gonna survive something like that, you gotta be a little crazy.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well-
It's like, hey, let's do this crazy thing to kill all these zombies, and
See what
it's
happens.
like, it's like, yeah, this sounds really, really dangerous and stupid, but let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So
Well, Jake, we appreciate you coming on the
Yeah, man, I
podcast,
appreciate
man,
y'all
and
having
talking
us.
about
Yeah.
Beyond the Blind. Very interested in, I don't know about these guys, but I would love to have you back on in the future just to talk about the success of some of these hunts and
Yeah.
just some good stories, man.
Well, we could do it.
Yeah.
I would say probably the best time would be, just say early spring or late winter. Kind of once the season's over.
right,
Because like I said, we got 5 that they are scheduled to hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say scheduled, but like we know we're going to be taking them
Yeah.
in the future, and so we might take one weekend to another, and then we also might have another 10. So my goal was we would take 20
Yeah.
that first year,
Right.
and we've got 12 signed up right now.
Awesome.
So I mean, we just need 8 more to hit that goal, and I feel
Right.
pretty confident.
Yeah.
But that I would say that's been if somebody wants to help us out, if that's been the biggest goal. It's not been money. It's not been we need somebody to do food. It's just getting kids.
Yeah.
And I just think there's a lack of awareness, or I'm like, hey, don't be ashamed to go and ask somebody. This is not a charity. We're just providing an experience. That's
Yeah.
it. It's
Yep.
like this has nothing to do about charity.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
So if you know of anybody out there,
Yep.
any of the viewers that has a kid that would like to sign up, go to beyondtheblind.org.
they just have to be a minimum of 10 years old
Okay.
Minimum 10 years old.
Yep.
for legal insurance purposes.
Right.
And we will definitely
Yeah.
put the link in the show notes,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Y'all direct people to it.
Yeah.
Pray about it. Also pray about it. I know he said money's not the biggest issue, but that outfit does cost money.
Yeah.
Pray to the Lord. Pray if that's what he has you doing to help donate and just be a part of that. Because, I mean, it's just, like you said, it's such an incredible thing that so many kids just don't get to experience.
But it's local too.
And it's local, man.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to. Yeah, because I was asked that not long ago. They said, do y'all want to venture out? And I say, I'm not going to limit ourselves and say that we
That's
will
right.
never. I said, but that is not our goal. I
Right.
said our goal is here. We got plenty of kids here. So
Yep.
Awesome.
Changing lives one blind at a time. So
nice. I like,
I like
that.
that.
That's a good.
That needs to be a
that's good-
hat.
That's a good little tagline. I like that.
I got ADHD. All of them. All 80
You're gonna
of
have to
them.
text me. That.
I don't know what ADHD is, but the doctor said I have 80 of
80 of them. Thanks for watching Modern Day Messenger episode 57. kicking off season 3 real strong.
Hold
over
on,
here.
hold on. 58.
58.
58. What
You
did I
had
say?
it right earlier. Now you
What did I say?
said 57.
57.
Sorry.
I wasn't paying attention.
Episode 58. Anyway, kicking it strong, season 3 with Mr. Jake Slocum over here. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Y'all have a blessed day.
Yeah. Peace.